Ancient technology comments. I've been talking about, a little bit about the Atlantis stuff, lost advanced civilizations, technology, obviously, building pyramids, since I'm working on a book about building pyramids and other megalithic structures in the world. And I will be doing a book about Atlantis eventually. So with that being said, right? The Dibble versus Graham Hancock debate. So something most people don't know was the fact that the debate, was that a comment? What was it? The debate of the debate about if Atlantis was real or not. But the thing about the debate was mainly them complaining, and that was the unfortunate thing. Was just them complaining about. Of course, Flint is like the Atlantis not real. Graham is like, but what if? And of course, the whole notion of what if keeps getting thrown out because, like, well, it don't matter because we only care about the facts. We only care about evidence. And if we have evidence, that's all we work with. We work with evidence. So in other words, in order for something to be true to them, archaeologists, right, they need something physical that says it's true. So they don't know anything or don't believe in anything until there's evidence of it, physical evidence. And that's fine in one regards. It's fine if that's what they want. That's cool. But more reason why they shouldn't even be arguing and disagreeing with the what if aspect of Atlantis or a lost advanced ancient civilization. Because if all y'all care about is evidence and facts and y'all don't have evidence, then y'all have nothing to say. Y'all don't need to talk. Y'all need to be quiet. It makes no sense to talk about something y'all don't know nothing about. That's the thing. Y'all don't know about Atlantis, for example, or the possibility of a lost ancient advanced civilization because y'all don't have evidence for it. So you'll only believe and you only think about stuff you have evidence for, right? And to me, that's a little bit ignorant with that idea because it's like saying, unless I have pictures of my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather or grandmother or grandparents, they don't exist. Like, okay, so you need physical evidence that your ancestors existed. And for what? To prove that they exist? That's it? Or is that what you say? Yeah, I need proof that they exist. It has to be physical. It has to be physical proof that they exist, that my great-great-great-great-great grandparents existed. You don't consider you being here right now as the obvious, definitive evidence that they exist? Because in order for you to exist, don't they have to exist? You didn't magically appear out of nowhere. Our current advanced civilization with smartphones and stuff like that, and internet and spaceships and space station and all that stuff, we didn't magically appear. It took a long time for us to get here, and the human race been on this planet for a long time. So you don't think an advanced civilization existed before us now? It's like saying our ancestors didn't exist. Humans didn't exist before, the internet started. Like, let's do it. There's people who, that's the irony. Most people, especially the younger generation, don't know what life was like before the internet. Well, most of us can tell you it was boring in the aspect that there was not much to do, so we had to come up with things to do. So we had to create our entertainment. We can't just go on TikTok and be entertained, right? We can't just go watch Netflix and be entertained. No. We had to find ways to entertain ourselves. So we had to create our own entertainment. So that was the thing. That was the thing before internet. We had to find our own entertainment. We had to actually talk to people and find people and say hello and get to know each other in person. There was no hiding behind your phone and talking shit and disagreeing with somebody about Atlantis being real or not behind your phone. There was no that. You try to disagree with somebody about that in person. And if they didn't like you and you didn't like them, well, more likely y'all were going to fist fight. But that's for another conversation. A lot of y'all can't handle that truth. But anyway, back to the whole Graham and Flint. I wish the debate was Graham came in with his evidence. Doesn't have to be direct evidence. It could be indirect evidence. It could be what if evidence. It could be circumstantial evidence. It could be theories and whatnot. But still, he had to have some specific presentation with enough evidence, right? His evidence, the evidence he was able to gather from his research, because he's been searching, and researching Atlantis for 30 plus years. You expect him to have a folder full of Atlantis-related stuff, and just inundating us with a whole bunch of it. So I expected more of that, just a whole bunch of his evidence. And then the way it's supposed to do, because this would be the logical way of doing it, is that once you present your evidence, Hancock, then Flint was supposed to dibble his way through your evidence. He's supposed to analyze it from the archaeological aspect. He's supposed to be able to either confirm or deny your evidence. So that's the thing. You're supposed to present evidence, and he's supposed to essentially debunk your evidence, right? He's supposed to be able to show that your evidence isn't really evidence and whatnot. So basically coming there with little to no evidence, just complaints and questions that concerns me, because I want Graham to have answers. Like, he has a question, and the question is valid. Was there a lost advanced ancient civilization? That's a valid question, regardless if we want to call it Atlantis or not. If Atlantis is real or not, that's not really up for debate. That doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if Atlantis is real or not. What matters is the question: was there ever a lost ancient advanced civilization in the past? Are archaeologists looking for it? Are they putting enough effort into finding out? Right? Are they looking into the unknown from the known? Right? Because Flint will love saying, "Oh, we work from the known to the unknown." Well, here's what we know. Here's the known. The known is, well, we exist, and we have a pretty sophisticated civilization. A lot of us would say advanced. So, Hancock's question is, was there another advanced civilization, or multiples, in the past? If we exist in an advanced civilization, right, because of our technology, was there ever any other civilization in the past that also did the same thing? They also had technology different from ours, or the same? Doesn't matter. The point is, technology is technology. There's going to be similarities, but there are going to be some differences. That's always going to be the thing. I believe ancient humans specifically use water technology. Specifically, they use water, like electricity, to power all their stuff, to power their civilizations. One is useful for growing food. Obviously, water is good for growing food, for bathing, for washing yourself and whatnot. I mean, we still do it now. I mean, when you flush your toilet, you don't use electricity when you flush your toilet. You don't use an electric motor when you flush your toilet, or internet or anything, unless you have a fancy smart, toilet, right? It just uses water. It has a tank that fills up with water. You flush it, the water just drains out of that tank. It just flushes right into the toilet bowl, and the toilet bowl just is shaped in such a way that it causes a whirlpool, and then your poop and urine is flushed down the toilet. That's it. Just gravity, water and gravity. Ancient humans understood water and gravity, so that's what I believe their advanced technology largely is based off. Are there other things that could also use, like sound and heat and steam and sun and maybe even electricity or static electricity from piezoelectric, from like granite or quartz, obviously, because quartz is in granite. And since they use red granite a lot, they might be aware of quartz and the electric properties of quartz. But anyway, I believe there was scientists, very smart people in the ancient past, like ourselves, like myself in modern day time, right? They figured this stuff out. And this is why I'm studying ancient history, right? Now I'm using my high intellect when it comes to technology and applying it to the past. So I'm figuring out what they did and didn't have. So I'll be posting a couple more videos soon about, some, pieces of ancient technology that they definitely could have used to build pyramids, among other things. For now, I just wanted to point that out, that I was disappointed that the debate wasn't, here's the evidence that Graham has so far about Atlantis or a lost ancient advanced civilization, and then Flint, using the data and information that he has to talk about the data, the evidence. Even if he debunked all the evidence, fine, then that's great, right? Then that shows that the evidence wasn't evidence enough, and we can go from there. And gotta do better next time. Gotta find better evidence in there, right? But that wasn't even the debate. The debate wasn't even about like, here's evidence, now debunk it. And it wasn't. It was just like, you're wrong, I'm right. Here's some evidence to debunk your theory, your what if. But it's like, yeah, but it was a what if. Like, it was a what if question with no evidence. That's why it's called what if. It was just a question. So it's not like the question already had an answer, because then it wouldn't be a question. But Flint was trying to answer the question, which is, does it exist or not? And he just cherry picked whatever he wanted to show that there was no Atlantis, because he don't have evidence of it. I was like, well, we in archaeology have not found evidence of Atlantis. Yeah, that's why it's called a lost ancient advanced civilization. Emphasis on the lost part. If we found it already, it wouldn't be lost and we wouldn't even be debating it, right? But it's lost, as in, yeah, we can't find it easily in archaeological records, right? That's because something happened for it to be lost. Somehow, a lot of the materials eroded over time. A lot of the stuff was repurposed. Like, for all we know, the Great Pyramid was Atlantean, structure, was an Atlantean structure from Atlantis, right? But then it was repurposed by other civilizations. Then after a while, it was repurposed again by another civilization, like used for a different purpose. And then the Egyptians got it and then used it as a tomb or for whatever they claimed to the pyramid is for. That's the thing, we don't know until we find definitive evidence that says that yes, Great Pyramid is Egyptian made or Atlantean made. That's for an example, right? We don't have definitive proof of that. I just saw something that gives the impression that yeah, the Great Pyramid might actually be Egyptian made. But that's for another video.